Imagine if every spell you cast costs 0 mana in Standard. Omniscience came to us in Foundations, and Standard players have flocked to it as a way to cheat spells out, find win conditions, because once everything is free, you can scrabble together a win. Cards like Abuelo's Awakening are already on the Standard ban list to help curb Omniscience's power. But a card like Kona still does exist, and yes, you do need to tap it, so maybe you need to attack with it, but that's a whole turn cycle. How do we get this thing tapped immediately? Edge of Eternity's answer that pretty quickly with the station land, so once you have one of those out on turn 4, you can bring out an Omniscience, and then your whole hand is free. At that point, you choose from a whole host of win conditions, but in today's gameplay, we get to showcase how Simic Omniscience can be a mill deck. I'm on the play, and this hand isn't actually that bad. It has a lot going for it. I can make my Kona uncounterable. I have ways to draw into things. It's actually, yeah, this is a keep. The key here is that a lot of times you can improve your Omniscience gameplay just by realizing that the Marang River Regent is a good enough target to bring in with the Kona. Now, opponent plays Tiny Bones, and I think I'm supposed to just play the Cavern of Souls, name the beast for the Kona, and then hold up the Unauthorized Exit for the Bones. Demon Walls comes down, and this means I can pretty safely just bounce the Tiny Bones and then temple them out. Surveil shows us an exit, and honestly, we're just trying to find another land here, and next turn we're probably just going to play Consult the Star Charts or just play Lost in the Maze, and that way our creature is then kind of tapped out. So again, I'm hoping to just find a blue source. We find another Unauthorized Exit. I guess Arena really wanted us to have this, so in this case we just play the Evendo and pass the turn. I want to play Swamp into another Tiny Bones, and we just have to let that go. I'm curious if they are able to put a counter onto anything, and it doesn't really look like it. So in terms of just general things that they can cast, we are definitely just going to be bouncing the Tiny Bones again. Exit gives us the Omniscience, and I'm kind of tempted to have this happen because that way I can really go off. Problem is I don't have 2 blue, but I think I keep this and then I go Consult main phase. Draw the Omniscience. We're going to Consult for 3 lands here and hope to find something. Unfortunately, that something is nothing. So we're going to have to grab a Roiling Dragonstorm and actually just cry here. Opponent on their turn cast the Tiny Bones again. They do nothing past that, and I still don't top deck the land I need. So I'm going to Roiling Dragonstorm, try and find that blue source. ETBs and draws me 2 cards. I do find a blue source, which is important here. So we will drop one of the Lost in the Mazes. I will play the Uthros tapped, and then maybe the turn after that I can flash in the Lost in the Maze and then just take it from there. Nowhere to Run comes down, and then that's actually going to be really important because then that locks out our Lost in the Maze. Our creatures will not have hexproof. Artifact or creature gets revealed by intimidation tactics and we lose our Kona, which is big sad, but you know what? We have our mana. If we need to, we will develop into our Marang River region, and then we can just start bouncing their creatures there. And at least the Dispelling Exhale helps in terms of countering some things. So Cavern of Souls is going to come down named Dragon, and again we will build into the Marang. And for now, on their turn, I'm going to stop on their upkeep and actually tap both of these down with the Lost in the Maze. Stop on their upkeep. We're going to go X equals 2 on the Maze, auto pay on that, and have that flashed in. ETB is going to tap down both of these creatures, and that just kind of prevents a little bit of life loss, but any shenanigans that they want to go about. Opponent plays a Pompous Pillager, which, you know, does some damage to me, but that is a-okay. We're going to play a Roiling Dragonstorm, which they're all going to return once the Marang comes out. We find ourselves another Kona, which is actually pretty big. So I think what I can do here is probably just get rid of Consult. And then, yeah, again, my Lost in the Maze doesn't really do anything for me thanks to the Nowhere to Run, which is pretty sweet tech. But the Kona can come down and I can maybe counter something here. I only took 3, so I play the Island. I can play the Kona and then hold up the hard counter spell. It almost is a hard counter spell. I can reveal the Marang River Regent, and then we're in a really good spot. So make sure our auto tapper doesn't screw us here. We still have blue and green, so we play the Kona, tap the Kona to the Uthros ability. I want to go shoot the Sheriff, and we're going to hit that with the Dispelling Exhale, submitting the dragon that they know we have. Go to second main, bring in the Omniscience, and then at this point, we will probably just play the Marang River region. I'm going to get Roiling Dragonstorms anyway, so I think it's better we just play this out, and then we can bounce a variety of things here, which will probably leave the Louis here just because of the amount of mana that it is. Actually, nowhere to run might not be that bad, but it'll probably just be these two. Dragonstorms go back to our hand and we will play them out to draw into some cards. Definitely discard one of our lands here, play out the other Dragonstorm. Wow, we really drew absolutely freaking nothing. Okay, that's perfectly fine. We'll drop the Evendo here. That's our least useful land. And our opponent likely has some type of removal, but tis the life here. If we can find another draw spell, like a stock up or a another consult the star charts, we're in a really good spot. They probably have some amount of removal, but it's only going to remove one thing at this point. Opponent actually top decks their fourth land after stumbling a bit, and we will exile a creature and our graveyard. It'll definitely be the Kona at this point. I have Omniscience out. I'm not going to be losing that against mono black. Chances are they can remove my creatures, which is perfectly fine, but then they're not swinging in for too much. I'm a top deck away from succeeding. Speaking of bad top decks, we will bring in the Breeding Pool tapped, I guess, or no, just the Evendo. Bring in the true tap land. Opponent swings at us for another 4. We're not dead just yet. I choose to actually cast the Coil and Catch, which is important because they should just shuffle back into our deck, which is kind of nice. They find another swamp, and yeah, there you go. That is exactly what I'm looking for. We are going to be consulting for free and kicker for 2. The kicker gives us double stock up, which is what we want here, and we are now going to be able to find our way to a win. We will grab Marang and Marang, and so now we can infinitely bounce out their board, which is great, and then we can stock up for more options here. We will grab Consult and another probably Marang, just in case they have removal spells. We'll play another Consult and kicker it. I just need to find my way to tempo them out here, and we'll grab stock up and probably just the Dispelling Exhale. We'll play this stock up, continue to dig for a mill piece, which is Watch of the Wayside. As I was mentioning, this is my quote unquote mill win condition here. So we will play out the Willowrush, and at this point we are in a fantastic place, folks, because this is our win and we just need to loop it out. The way this loop works is once I've resolved some amount of Marangs here, I can bounce the Marang and the mill card back and then keep going. A lot of people go for like the 8 mana artifact that came out of Edge of Eternities that also kind of destroys a permanent, so they destroy lands and they just go off from there. It's a cleaner option. I'm just trying to make this a mill deck. Sideboarding against mono black means bringing in a couple more threats just for a little bit of value, and then bringing in stuff like Negate. I believe this is the correct way to do this, at least, and we took out all the Lost in Mazes, and we brought in a little bit of incidental graveyard hate, a little bit of card draw, but the Heritage Reclamation is arguably overboarding, so I think in postboard, I'm very open to just removing this. I'm not going to pretend like I'm an expert here in this deck specifically, just because it's able to cheat out a win. Your sideboarding isn't that vital. Opponent goes first, and I don't know, this hand like does stuff, but we're on the draw, so we can find something better, and this one actually isn't that bad. Now, unfortunately, this means the Watcher's at the bottom of our deck if I go ahead with this, but I think that has to be what it is. The rest takes our stock up, which is kind of nice, and we then get to play the Uthros out and keep going. I want to go Swamp Pass, and I'm not that incentivized to be really doing anything either, so I'm just going to play the island and hold up the Negate we have. 3 mana into Unstoppable Slasher is actually an insane clock, so we are going to need to start drawing cards with this Warped In Riddler, and so we're going to keep it pushing. Omniscience is a good step forward, but this Slasher is a really good clock, so good for them. I think I'm now regretting the Heritage Reclamation. Not that I don't like have it in my hand, but I am forgetting the reason why black is good, and it's threats like this. I'm going to go Cavern of Souls naming Beast, and then we can consult the star charts and kind of take it from there. They'll animate the Soulstone Sanctuary, I imagine, which is exactly what they do. We'll let that resolve. Not much we're doing about that, and then they go to their turn. We play a land and swing in here. I don't believe I'm dead, unless I did my math wrong. I could be doing my math wrong here. Afterlife rounded up, and we are good there. We're going to consult the star charts. We have the Kona, and we can play out a Marang River, I guess. Problem is we don't have a way to actually, you know, have any counter spells like the Negate available to us. We can only play the Kona uncounterable, which doesn't necessarily matter. But once we activate here, we have to see if our opponent has it, and they probably do in the Shoot the Sheriff, and then we are screwed. Ooh, Arch Enemy Charm is like functionally the same thing, so we will just concede there. The Heritage Reclamation was probably completely useless, especially the negates here. I was not able to draw what I needed, so unable to scream and the fresh start, and then probably just bring in an unauthorized exit. Playing first in this best of 3, we have everything we want in our hand. Our opponent can duress us. Unfortunately, we have no answers, but again, we are on the play, so let's play a land and pass. I want to play Swamp into Intimidation Tactics. We will have to lose our Kona, but that's okay. Stock up will get us there when we need it to, so for now, Evendo and pass. I want to go Swamp into Cruel Heist. Target opponent reveals their hand, choose a null-9 card from it, exile it. Give us promise you may cast that card. Oh, interesting. I mean, long as it remains exiled. Okay. I mean, we lost both of those cards. That's fine. We'll go Island and cast our stock up. Stock up reveals the exact cards that they got rid of. So, I mean, hey, uncommon cards, right? I need my opponent to tap out exactly like this. Yeah, they are not going to be happy about this at all. Including the Exhale is actually crazy. So we will play the Willowrush. We will play the Kona that they cannot be happy about me finding. We shall station this Kona, and then we will bring in the Omniscience here. So at this point, we will not Marang in terms of hard cast that. We will actually just draw 3 cards. That will draw us into more valuable stuff. We will stock up from there, and we just need to find our win condition. So we'll go stock up Riddler, and we will play Riddler first for its primary cost as a 4/6, because we want to build a board, right? And our opponent concedes anyway. There you go. Simic Omniscience, stock up. We're doing the cheaty thing in standard.